Welcome to Steady Growth, where we build money, character, and resilience the same way. Small, steady, and on purpose. No hype, just honest steps that add up. Let's begin. It's 7:15 on a Tuesday morning, and you already know how this ends. Because last night, after a hard evening, you made yourself a promise. Tomorrow, I stay calm. You meant it. You meant it again when you woke up. And now here you are in the kitchen asking your kid for the fourth time to please put on their shoes. And you can feel it arriving in your chest before it ever reaches your voice. That little tightening, the slide from patience into pressure. The next thing out of your mouth comes out sharper than you wanted. And 10 minutes from now, in the car, you'll feel that familiar small ache. I did it again, and I don't even like that version of me. Now, I want to tell you something that took me far too long to understand about that exact moment. Because once it clicked, it didn't just change my mornings, it changed how I see money, habits, and just about every corner of a human life. Here it is, gently. That morning was not a willpower problem. It was not a love problem. It was a systems problem. And there is one quiet sentence about how people actually behave under pressure that once you really hear it, you genuinely cannot unhear. So watch this build, because we're going to take that one sentence and walk it straight into your kitchen, your wallet, and that one habit you keep starting over. Here's the sentence. You don't rise to your intentions. You fall to your systems. There's a famous version of this from performance training. Under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. And the same simple physics is running at your kitchen table. In the moments you most need to be calm and clear, the meltdown, the credit card statement, the end of a long day when somebody still needs something from you, you are not running on your intention, you are running on whatever pattern is grooved most deeply into you, whatever you've practiced 10,000 times, on purpose or completely by accident. The wanting was real, the intention was sincere. They just don't arrive in time for the hard moment. And here's the part I find genuinely reassuring. There's a clean reason this happens, and it isn't a flaw in you. Watch. Under pressure, the thoughtful, decide this on purpose part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, quietly hands the wheel to a faster, older part that simply runs your most practiced pattern. You are not choosing to react badly. You are executing the deepest groove available, which means trying harder in the moment is, weirdly, the wrong tool, because trying harder runs through the very part of your brain that just stepped off stage. And it gets handed off sooner than you'd think, because all day long you make hundreds of tiny calls. What to say, when to step in, when to let it go, what to buy, what's for dinner. Each one quietly spends a little energy. So by the time the hard moment shows up, the decider in you is running low, and the autopilot is what's left holding the wheel. So the real question was never how to want it more. The question is, what is your autopilot currently set to? Let me give you the honest backstory, because it's the part most of this kind of content leaves out. My whole professional life has circled one problem. How do you get reliable, predictable performance out of complicated, imperfect, very human systems, especially when something has gone badly wrong? I lead emergency management for a large federal organization. The entire job is building things that hold up under stress when people are tired, scared, and short on information. And one ordinary morning, somewhere right around 7:15 on a Tuesday, it landed on me that I was staring at the exact same problem at my own kitchen table. I'd never thought of it that way. I'd been calling it a me problem, a just be more patient problem. But when I finally sat down and looked at what was actually happening, not what I intended, but what was functionally occurring, the diagnosis was almost embarrassing. We had no system. We had intentions, love, good values, and a pile of reactions. And that, it turns out, is not the same thing as a system. The very thing I'd spent a career building for an organization, I had never once built for the place that mattered most. Now here's the bigger point, and it's why this idea lives on a channel about money and growth and not just parenting. This law has nothing to do with kids. It's about how people work in any place pressure shows up. So watch it move into 3 rooms. Room 1, money. You sit down on the first of the month, calm, coffee in hand, and you write the budget. The intention is real. Then comes the 18th, end of a long day, a sale alert glowing on your phone, that warm little voice whispering, "I deserve this." And the budget? It's a piece of paper in another room. You're not budgeting anymore. You're running the pattern. Room 2, the personal habit. The workout you keep meaning to start, the book on the nightstand, the bedtime you keep meaning to hold. At 11 p.m. on the couch, you are not running on this morning's resolve. You're running on whatever the path of least resistance happens to be. Same physics every single time. You don't rise to your intention. You fall to whatever system is actually built. So let me be specific about what a system actually is, because the word gets tossed around until it means nothing. A system is not a goal, a vision board, or a fresh start on Monday. A system is a pre-decided, repeatable response to a moment you already know is coming. You decide it once, while you're calm and clear-headed, and then you simply execute it on the days you're tired, frazzled, and just trying to get everyone out the door. Picture 2 paths. One is willpower, you shoving a boulder uphill, battery draining by the hour. The other is a system, the same you, walking an easy, flat path beside a little rolling cart, the right thing already set as the default. Watch which one survives a bad Tuesday. So what does that look like in each room? With parenting, the system is calm, clear, consistent. A real 5-second reset to drop your voice and slow your pace. One clear instruction instead of 7 anxious ones. The same follow-through whether it's Monday or Friday. With money, and this is the quiet hero of the whole episode, the system is the automatic transfer on payday. You pay yourself first before the willpower drains away, so the saving happens on rails instead of on resolve. With your personal habit, it's the shoes by the door, the run already on the calendar, the app deleted off the phone, making the right thing the default and the wrong thing just slightly inconvenient. Same move in every room. Take one good decision and build it into your environment so the environment carries you on the days you can't carry yourself. Now let me be honest with you, because on this channel, calm and accurate beats clever. A system does not turn you into a different person, and it does not mean you'll never have another hard moment. The big days are still coming, the ones where the schedule explodes, somebody gets sick, and the wheels come off by lunch. A system isn't a ceiling that prevents every difficulty. It's a floor that catches you. On the ordinary days, which gently is most of them, the floor holds, you run the pre-decided move, and the moment passes easier than it would have. And on the days the floor cracks, a system hands you the one thing you didn't have before, a known place to come back to. You don't have to redesign your whole life. You just have to return to the plan. That small, unglamorous return to the standard, that is the actual work of a calm life. And it's 100 times kinder than trying to become a brand new person every single morning. Here's the smallest possible version, the thing you could start this week. Pick 15 minutes. A Sunday afternoon is perfect. And run 3 questions. What worked this week? Be specific, because vague success teaches you nothing. What broke down? Specific again, not I was impatient, but I lost it Tuesday between 7:15 and 7:30. And what's the one thing, not 5, 1, I'll improve next week? Those 15 minutes are the entire difference between a system that quietly gets better and one that quietly erodes. Because consistency almost never fails in some dramatic collapse. It fails in small, accumulated lapses. The morning you let it slide because you were late. The evening you negotiated when you meant to hold. The weekly reset is just the maintenance schedule. Honestly, it might be the highest leverage 15 minutes of your week. So, If you've been watching the gap between who you want to be and how you actually show up when it's hard, and feeling, quietly, like you're failing, let me offer you a different reading. You are not failing. You are running an old system in moments it was never designed for. And that, my friend, is fixable. The work was never to want it more or to feel guiltier about last Tuesday. The work is to design the response once while you're calm, and then practice falling to that until the groove runs so deep that on the day you're tired and stretched and running late, the better version of you is simply what comes out. That's not magic. That's not a personality transplant. That's a system doing exactly what a system is for. So pick one room this week, just one. The hardest moment of your morning, the place your money keeps slipping, or the habit you keep starting and stopping. Design the response, make it the default, and then let it carry you on the days you can't carry yourself. That's the whole game, and you are far more capable of it than you've been giving yourself credit for. You don't rise to your intentions, you fall to your systems. If something here was useful today, the best thing you can do is use it tonight in one small way. And if you'd like to keep growing with us, you're welcome in our tribe at familycreative.org. It's where we gather the tools and resources we build for people doing this on purpose, and where you can learn more, share what's working, and help someone a few steps behind you. That's the whole point. Small, steady, together. Be kind, try hard, do the work, build the family. We'll see you in the next one.